Here we go, party people. Super quick. Hello again. Deep stretch starting just in a moment. Super quick little disclaimer for you.
Prior to beginning any exercise program, including what is depicted in this video, individuals should seek medical evaluation and clearance to engage in physical activity. The exercise instruction, informational materials, and advice presented in this video are in no way intended as a substitute for medical consultation. Be aware, not all exercise programs are suitable for everyone, and some programs may in fact result in injury. All physical activity should be carried out at a comfortable pace for the participant, and participants should immediately discontinue participation in activities that cause pain or discomfort. By continuing to view this video, you assume full responsibility and you understand it is your choice to participate, and you assume all risks or results from this choice. As part of your participation in these activities, you hereby release and forever discharge Premise Health, its owners, employees, and agents from all claims, demands, actions, and damages.
Thanks so much, guys. Amen. Let's go ahead and get started. Make your way toward the top of your space. If you have a mat, awesome. If not, no worries. I will also cue just kind of spatially as well. And we'll go ahead and get this party started. So go ahead, stand up nice and tall for me. All right, and let's just start to find our breath here. So we'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Long breath out through the mouth. Good, just kind of check in on how you're feeling today. Nice deep breath in. And long breath out. Good, standing up nice and tall, opening up the chest. Good, if your eyes aren't closed, I want you to go ahead, close them if you're comfortable. If not, go ahead, just look straight down toward the floor, relaxing your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Good, soften your knees, maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring some awareness to your core. Good, and let's go ahead, flutter those eyes back open, stand up even taller, and go ahead, let's roll those shoulders back just a few times here. So, deep stretch. We're still gonna heat everything up. Make sure your muscles are nice and warm before we really hold and dig into those stretches. That's just gonna help make sure that we don't get hurt, we don't pull or tear anything, that we're just able to melt into those stretches and feel really, really amazing when we're done here today. Good, go ahead, I want you to reverse that. Circle those shoulders forward for me. Good, just standing up nice and tall. We are not overthinking a thing today. Perfect, just a couple more here. Relax your hands. Good, and let's take a deep inhale. Reach those arms up high for me. Shoulder blades, press them down towards your back pockets. Now give me a nice big exhale. Pull those elbows down and back. Open up the chest. You got it, and just hold it right here. So arms might get a little bit tired here, that's okay. That'll make it even better to stretch them soon. Good, go ahead, inhale, reach those arms up. Now exhale, go ahead, fold forward, reach for your toes. Good, and relax your head. We're just gonna hang here for a moment. It doesn't have to be far, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Good, go ahead, bend both your knees, slowly rounding your back, roll it on up to standing. Good, head is always gonna come up last. Let's inhale, reach it up again. And exhale, right back down, forward fold. Head, neck, shoulders, all relaxing, maybe even a little bit deeper this time. Good, give me a little bend in one knee. And the other knee. And bend both knees around your back, slowly roll it up. Good, stacking one vertebrae at a time, very nice. Last time, inhale, go ahead and reach it on up. And exhale, forward fold. Good. Crown of your head is pointed down toward the floor. Arms and shoulders nice and loose. Soft bend in those knees. Perfect. And go ahead, bend your right knee for me. Good. Switch it over to the left. And back to the right. Good. And the left. And let's bend both knees here. So bend the knees so much that you can plant your hands on the floor. Go ahead, step your legs back behind you and float those knees down to the floor. Hands are gonna walk in, so they're right underneath your shoulders. Knees are right underneath those hips. If your knees need some cushion, please go grab something, a sweater, a towel. You can also just fold your mat over if you're using a yoga mat. But if your knees are really driving you crazy here, add something, make it a little more comfortable. From here, we're gonna work through that spine a little bit more, cat and cow. Let's go ahead, take a deep inhale first. Now exhale, give me a round in that back, tuck the chin, separate those shoulder blades. Good, and inhale, switch that. You're gonna arch the back, lift the tailbone, look up high. Good, and let's just keep moving through those two. So we round, tuck the chin. Good, arch the back, look up. Very nice. Couple more of those at your own pace. Keep the elbows nice and soft. We don't want to lock them out. Perfect. And let's find that neutral spine here. From here, I know your arms might be a little fatigued already, so we're just gonna stretch them out while we're here. Crisscross at your wrists for me. So I'm gonna take my right arm in front of the left. Turn your palms out so your fingers are facing either side of the room. And then just slide those hands out right and left. Forehead drops down toward the mat. And this is really our first deep, deep stretch of the day. We're gonna press those shoulders away from our chin toward the wall behind us. Good, and press those palms down into the floor and just breathe. Perfect, give me a deep inhale. Exhale, shift your weight back just a touch, bend at the elbows, and then we're gonna switch that. So left in front of right, hands are still rotated outward. And just slide those hands back out, forehead toward the floor, shoulder blades pressing down and back. Good, really pressing those palms into the ground, relaxing your face, focusing on deepening those breaths. Good, and just keep reaching out. Good, deep breath in. And exhale. Come on back to that tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. If this is uncomfortable for your wrists, do me a favor, come on up to your knuckles. We're just gonna heat up your hips a little bit and then we'll stretch them out. So what I want you to do is take your right leg. You're gonna keep a 90-degree bend and you're just gonna lift that knee up in line with your hip. Perfect, so kind of like little fire hydrant here. And then what I want you to do is lower back down, kick that leg behind you, find that 90-degree bend again. So what you're gonna do is kind of rotate that heel down, pull the knee toward your elbow and lower down. So you're kind of making a circle through that hip. It doesn't have to be perfect. So from the side, we just lift, open that hip, and come back in. Lift, open, come back in. Good, one more time. Good, and then we're just gonna switch sides. So same thing. First, I like to find that little fire hydrant. So find that 90-degree angle here. So you've got a straight line from your hip to your knee, and then one from your knee to your ankle. Good, once you feel good there, lower down. Kick that leg back behind you, keep that bend in your knee. Now pull left knee toward that left elbow and circle down. Just keep moving through. So everything through inner, outer thighs, your glutes, hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, really everything. Getting a little bit of heat here. Good, and one more, please. Perfect, and lower that knee down. Spread out your fingers, go ahead, curl your toes under. We inhale together. Exhale, send your hips up and back toward the ceiling for a quick little down dog. So biceps are next to the ears, hips are up high. And if you'd like, you can walk out those feet too, so we heat up those calves a little bit more. Good, so pressing one heel down at a time, driving it down toward the floor. Good, tucking the chin to protect your neck. Good, really drive both heels down for me. Good, inhale, all about the breathing. Bend the knees as you exhale. I want you to step your right foot forward for me. We're gonna find a nice low lunge. Good, and then let that back knee fall to the floor too. Good, so from here, we're gonna feel a little stretch in those left hip flexors. And then moving through this, I want you to send your hips back, kind of toward your heels, straightening out that front leg for your hamstring stretch. And just move through that nice and slowly. So shift forward for that low lunge. Good, now shift back for the hamstring. I don't care how straight this leg is. If you're having a really hard time, if you have really tight hamstrings, it happens. So instead, on the way back, think of really driving your heel into the floor. And as you get more comfortable, we'll be able to straighten that leg a little bit more. Good, shifting forward, let's hold it there. So knee and ankle in a nice straight line here. You can extend that back leg back behind you a little bit more. I still have the knee down. And if you're feeling good here, you want a little bit more, you can walk the hands out or lower to those forearms. Biggest thing here, we don't want to lose that alignment at your knee. So try to keep it right on top of that ankle. Perfect. Gently, let's come on out of that. Inhale. Exhale, shift it back to that hamstring stretch. So toes are straight up. We're driving the heel down into the floor. Trying our best to lengthen out that spine. If you need to come up higher, come up higher. Answer's normally right in front of you. Perfect. From here, you're gently gonna shift all the way back. So your glutes are on that heel. And then we're gonna shift the weight all the way over to the right hip. So kind of like a little track runner's stretch here. Left knee is bent, right leg is extended forward. I just want you to reach back behind you. From the side, we're here. If you want a little bit more, you can lower down onto your forearms. Good, and what I want you to do is think of pressing your left hip up toward the ceiling wherever you are. You can also take that left arm, reach it up to add on to that stretch right away. Everything in front of that thigh, so your quads, your hip flexors, should be lengthening out, saying hello. Or if they're not saying anything nice, just breathe through it. That's okay. Perfect. Carefully lower that arm down. Press yourself back up onto your hands if you're not there already. I want you to swing that left leg around in front of you. Soles of the feet come together, sit up tall, butterfly. Let's hinge forward. Length through that spine. So awareness, top of the head and tailbone. We're lengthening out. Pressing those knees down just a touch with the elbows. Good, we're not gripping or forcing anything today. Good, try to relax your shoulders away from your face. Good, and let's carefully release that. Do all of that on the other side. So go ahead, bend those knees, swing the legs around behind you. Make your way back into that downward dog. That's just to transition us to the left side. So hips up and back, driving the heels down toward the floor. You can shake it out. Maybe you feel a little uneven, super normal. When you're ready, we'll soften the knees. Take a huge step forward with that left leg. Plant the heel right underneath the knee. Perfect. Right away, just kind of notice that low lunge. Your right leg is extended all the way back behind you. Perfect. Carefully lower that knee down to the floor. Sink in, relax the arms so elbows and hands are soft. And let's start to slowly shift the weight back, making our way into that hamstring stretch. So lengthening through the spine, trying our best to straighten out that leg, keep the left toes straight up. Perfect. Go ahead, shift it forward again. Nice low lunge. And exhale, hamstrings. Again, take this at your own time. You don't have to stay with me. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Just do what feels right for you. Friendly reminder, when we're stretching, discomfort is cool. Pain is not. Pain means that we need to back off a little bit. So just listen to your body. And sometimes it's kind of hard, especially if our muscles are super, super tight. It's a fine line between discomfort and pain. So just listen in, focus on what you're stretching, what you're feeling, and adjust as needed. Good. I want everyone to find that low lunge and we're going to hold it. So again, knee and ankle straight line. I like to take my hands on the inside of my foot for this one. That's up to you. Engage the glutes, press those hips straight down. And again, if you want a little bit more, hands can walk out a bit, or you can lower down to those forearms. Good, really deepening the breath. Melting into those hips. Good. Everyone up on their hands. We're going to inhale together. And then exhale, transition into that hamstring stretch. So hips back. Back nice and long. Drive that left heel down into the floor. Good. Still breathing nice and deep. Shoulders out of those ears. Good, breathing right into those hamstrings. Ooh. Perfect. All right, making our way into that quad hip flexor stretch. So shift your hips back a little bit more and then let yourself kind of fall over onto that left hip. Right knee is going to stay bent. If you need to straighten it or send it out a little bit more just for a little more comfort on the knee, please go right ahead. And then we're going to start by just reaching back behind us, opening up the chest, sitting up nice and tall. And then as you get more comfortable, you can lean back a little bit more, maybe bend the elbows. Make your way down to the forearms if you want. Perfect. Engage your glutes for me. Thanks, buddy. We're going to press those hips up, mostly the right hip. And then if you want, reach that right arm up. Have a little twist here, really opening up that whole side, front of that right hip. Good. Make sure you're not sinking into that left shoulder. So create some space. Beautiful. And carefully release. Press yourself back up if you lowered down. Right leg swings around. Let's find that butterfly again. See if we can get a little deeper this time. Soles of the feet together, holding onto your ankles or your feet, and let's hinge it forward. Good. Shoulders are down. We love to just find tension. So anywhere you find it, right away, try to just let it go. Perfect. And carefully lift it back up. And let's just see how our hamstrings are doing. So go ahead, send your legs straight out in front of you. Sit up tall. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, reach the arms out toward those toes. You can flex the feet if you want a little bit more for the calves. Good, lengthen through the spine. Think of reaching forward and down. So not just like folding in or folding and reaching. Give me an exhale, sink in a little bit deeper. Beautiful. And carefully release that. Find a comfortable seated position for me. So I'm going to go crisscross applesauce. Sit up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Reach your arms out to the sides for me. Inhale. Exhale. Take that right arm, scoop it up and over toward the left side of the room. Try to keep your right glute on the floor. Perfect. And let's switch that over. Exhale. Left arm reaches up and over. Right hand on the floor. Left glute on the floor. Stacking those shoulders. Beautiful. Let's switch that back over. Right arm up and over. Good. Think of creating space here through your rib cage. Good. Switch that one more time. Up and over. Lengthen. Rotate that top shoulder back. Perfect. And carefully release. Meet me back in the center. Sit up even taller. Option, close your eyes or look down. My favorite, drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Head feels nice and heavy. Feel that left side of your neck just opening up. Good, now carefully drop your head chin to chest. And sweep it over to the left. Right side dropping down, melting away. Perfect. And meet me back in the center. Go ahead, flutter those eyes open. One more thing for you guys. We're going to finish up a little bit for your low back. So go ahead. Bring those knees together. Plant the feet on the floor. Gently lower yourself all the way down. And let's reach those arms out nice and wide. So palms are down. Arms are kind of at a T. I want you to straighten out your left leg. And then let your right knee just fall up and over toward the left side of the room. Good. Right shoulder pressing down. So you get a little chest opener here as well. Good. So try to see if you can get that right shoulder blade on the floor. It's tough. Perfect. Carefully bring it back to the center. We're going to switch out the legs. So bend the left knee. Right leg extends out toward the floor. And then we'll let that left knee float up and over the right leg. Left shoulder blade pressing down to the floor. Good. You can just let that knee fall if you want a little bit more. Right hand can go to the top of that leg. Tiny press. Again, we're never forcing anything. Perfect. And come on back to the center. Hug your knees into your chest for me. And just give me the tiniest rock side to side. Good. Stay here as long as you want or as long as you can. When you're ready, you can roll all the way over onto one side. Press yourself up to a seated position. We'll take one more deep breath together today. Go ahead. Inhale. Breathe in some good vibes. Exhale your hands down to your heart center. Thank you all so much for taking this time today, for stretching with me. Hope you guys feel amazing. Have a wonderful day. Reminder, I will also see you for your quick stretch on Thursdays at 2. See you then.
Thank you.